What's up, guys? This is what I wish somebody would told me, but everybody tells you this, but you don't really listen until you're actually done with high school hoops. I'm going into college in like 30 days, and but it's not gonna be for basketball. People thought I was gonna go JUCO or this. I could have gone JUCO, but it's like I know it's not worth it. Is because I get free college, but you got to understand that for me it was like I need to get rich now, kind of mindset like in those 4 years, and then continue playing basketball or just find a way to get rich. And I realized like a lot of hoopers go through this. A lot of people go through this, but some people they stick to it. They love the game like that. I love the game. I absolutely love the game. But there's problems in this life where sometimes you can't do what you love because you have to first focus on just maintain that lifestyle. Once you first get rich, and you could still play basketball, but you gotta understand when people get rich, like NBA players or college players, they get rich, then they could just play the game whenever they want because their family's taken care of, their people's taken care of, they could look good and shit. But if you don't got no money to your name, if you don't got nothing to your name, and you just got basketball, basketball should be something you love to do. It should be the love for the game, you know? It shouldn't be your job. It shouldn't be something that put food on the table, you know, like having no responsibility. You should just do it because you love the game so much. But when it turns into a job, into this, into that, it starts becoming work ethic, and then it starts to become stressful, and then that's how injuries happen. That's what really happens to your body. So if you're a junior in high school, if you're still in high school, I would say play the game for all 4 years, but work a job, create a business. I wish I created a business my freshman year. So if I could ended up getting like a clothing brand or something that would get me rich by my junior year, I would continue to do the clothing brand, but I would absolutely continue playing basketball anywhere. And it's also too like basketball takes a lot of time. So you have to decide. You have to really decide. Like one of my players, one of my friends, he decided to quit basketball his senior year because he knew basketball took just too much time. You got to do summer, fall, after the season, and all that over and over again. And it's like when you could just work, get yourself a car, get yourself some bread, stack it up, you know, create a business, continue to do a side hustle. You know, he started barbering hair, cutting hair. So it's like you have to choose. What do you love more? Do you love money more or do you love basketball more? I don't. Do you love what money could do for you, or do you love what basketball could do for you? For me, I love both. But what in my heart more is always gonna be basketball. I like you love money. You love what money could do to you. Money's gonna change my life, change my family's life, and change a bunch of your lives. That's everybody. But it was not. It's not for everything. You know, it's not the love of the game. It's not love of the life. Once I made enough money, there's never gonna be enough money in type of terms, because you'll never say no to money. You know, but basketball, there's always gonna be that love for it. That love for it. Because once you make it with money, when you're taking care of your family, taking care of you, you really don't need care about money. And you created like, you could either sell your business or create it on an automated business where you can continue to make money, and then you're not worried about money anymore. It's like, now what do you do? And that's where the love of basketball goes in for me. Or when I have a steady supply of money, an automated business, and I'm automated the money, I feel like every guy thinks about that. When you have automated, you can go back into those things you love. Like you could still do those things you love, but now you can fully invest your love into your children, into your sport, into your wife, because you're not stressing about the key factor that's stopping you from changing everybody's life, you know, from them being the absolute best. And that's just how society works. That's what in the world we live in. If society didn't have a problem, if you were worrying about money, you know how many people we will be in the NBA? Because they're actually so talented, but they have to stress about worrying about money. They have to pay bills. You know, they have to give up the sport. They could work harder than your ass, but they have to give up the sport. Or they could be born in Africa, a different country, and they have to worry about money, making their families fed. They love the sport just as much as you, probably even more than you. But priorities come first, about lives come first, instead of the sport they have to love and do for fun. That's just real talk, bro. So if you didn't know that, that's just real talk when you're going into real life and you get out of high school. It's like, you cannot constantly just waste time on something you love when your priorities got to be straight. You got to make sure your family stays alive, make sure they can succeed. And when my family's taken care of, my mother's taken care of, and I know they're straight, and I don't have to worry about money anymore, I will continue giving my all into basketball. And I'm not giving up my NBA dreams. That's what really clicked into my head. I'm not giving up my professional dreams to play professionally somewhere overseas and thing, because I just saw the message that saying I was going to be successful. And I always knew I was going to be successful, but for someone else to say that about me is like, I love that person, and she truly like meant something to me, and I will forever keep that message to my heart. Never give up on the sport again, to never give it up on myself. Stay blessed.